Figure Stone, basketball. He's been focusing on that for a while now. He'll take time to get into football shape.
Let's ask Corbin Kaufusi the same question, shall we? Because he's in studio
There
with
he
us.
is.
Welcome back to Studio B, Corbin.
Hello.
You're looking tan, man.
Hi, Adele.
After some time in Arizona, you're looking
Arizona's
tan.
got some sun. Got a little bit of sun.
This is a fact. Yeah, you went down to the Fan Fest. How was that?
It was really good. Tons of people were there, and it was just fun to be down there.
You met my mom. She went to the Fan Fest and hung out. She said, "Yeah, Bronson's here." And I was like, well, later she's like, "Oh, it was Corbin. It was Corbin." Yeah. I'm showing a picture on BYUtv, but yeah, she had a lot of fun. She said it was great, and it was nice to meet you guys.
Your mom was great.
Yeah.
Nice
She's
lady.
super nice.
There were a ton of people there, at least from what I could tell from the pictures. Like, what a turnout for the BYU fans to show up like that in Mesa.
Oh, yeah, for sure. We were like, oh, maybe the line will get smaller, and it just kept growing and growing. We might be here a while.
How many autographs do you think you signed?
I don't know. It's a good question. A lot. Getting my hand
Whatever.
strengthened, you know.
Does your hand hurt,
Would you
man?
say it was a plethora?
This is a plethora, you know.
okay. And you know what that means?
Yes.
Okay.
Channeling our three amigos already. It's off to a great start with Corbin Kaufusi joining us in Studio B. Dual sport athlete now officially announced. It had been hinted at, and now BYU has made that official. Okay, so Corbin, let's ask you the Twitter question. Where do you feel like you will have a greater impact the approaching season, with the football team or with the basketball team?
That's a hard question. I don't know. I hope I have an impact on both. So I can't say one or the other because I'm hoping to do my best in both. So you can't really say. Like, I feel like it's taboo if I say, oh, I'll do better in this one, you know. Or
It's probably true. We had that.
hopefully it
correctly,
overall is
Corbin.
good.
Yeah. Hopefully both are effective. You had kind of hinted at this, so had Bronson and Steve, the last several weeks and months. But when did you start to think maybe this was a possibility?
I think it was mid-season. My dad had talked to me, and
Of basketball?
yeah, he sent me a little text, and it was funny. And then my mom talked to me, and I was like, I don't want to hear anything until after basketball season. You know, I want to focus on the season. But then as soon as like the regular season ended after our WCC tournament, I met with Coach Satake, and it all went well.
What was your message from Dave Rose when you began initial discussions of all of that?
Coach Rose, he was really supportive. I think one thing he really wanted me to I think he thought that I might be missing some of basketball, but I was like, no, I still love basketball. Like, I'll still be around. And he was really supportive through the whole process. And he just wanted me to do what I thought, you know, kind of chase my dream type of thing. He's like, we're going to help you chase your dream. And so he was awesome.
So did the dream reemerge with you, or did it always exist where you wanted to play football? Because you signed to play football here, but then you've been a big piece of the basketball team. So you missed football in some way?
Yeah, I think there was always things I missed about it, and especially I remember on my mission when Bronson sent me a picture of him in a basketball uniform. I was like, "What's going on?" And he was like,
I can do that.
Yeah, that's exactly how it was. You know, that little brother syndrome. And I'm like, "Well, I can do that too." So it's always been the dream.
Devin's gonna think that as well.
I hope he does. No.
Is Devin a basketball player too?
Devin, he likes to play for fun, but I don't know if he's likes it enough to try and play.
Gotcha. He's on a mission right now in
Germany, Alpine Germany.
There you go.
What do you expect your role to be like specifically on the football team in terms of how many snaps you see? What kind of things do you feel like you can bring to BYU football?
You know, I think I definitely bring size, which is good. A lot of people think, oh, you're maybe too tall, but I think the more size you have, the better, right, for specific positions. So I don't know exactly how much time or whatever, but just whatever I get, I hope to use, you know.
I see kind of your role this first year, and I could be totally off on this. Who am I to say this? But kind of passing downs, get in the rush lanes, try and block some kicks. Do you hope it's more than that in the first year, or do you want to kind of ease your way back into it since you haven't played football in like 5 years?
Yeah, it's been a little while.
Did you tear your ACL your senior year? Was I off on that?
Wasn't my ACL. I had
Okay.
Just a knee surgery. But
Gotcha.
I didn't get to play that my senior year of
Like
high
the
school.
first game or something? Is that
No,
what
like the entire season.
Oh.
I came back right in time for basketball season. So I played basketball my senior year, but not football.
Gotcha.
When you look at the physical toll that this will take on your body, you know, how do you prepare for something like that, knowing that you're going to go full speed in basketball and football?
I think this is where it all comes to, you know, training right and most of all recovering right, making sure your body has everything it needs so that it doesn't get run down, because it'd be easy. And I'm kind of excited for that. I miss the physicality of football, and it'll be fun to kind of get back into football shape, but then switch over to basketball. So
how do you balance those shapes? Because Bronson was almost punished for playing basketball in a way by the way that he had to work out, because he had to do all of football plus basketball stuff, which is really hard. Is there some middle ground with both teams and trainers?
I think,
or are you all in football and then you're all in basketball after that?
it's a little bit of both. I think there's a lot of good things that intermix between the sports, as of footwork and being strong, and that's something I really want to do, and it'll be nice to get into football shape because I'll get thicker. I think more of the conditioning is a bit different. I remember I did a little football workout as soon as I knew I was going to do football with Bronson. I threw up after, and I was like, oh, shoot. I'm like, I thought I was in great shape. I could run for miles, but these sprints things were killing me.
Like the pursuit drills?
Yeah. We're going to avoid those now.
How much do you weigh right now? You're listed 6'10", 255. Have you already put on some weight?
So at the end of basketball season, you always try to get as high as you can right before the season starts, and then you slowly drop. And so I probably at the very end of the season dropped down to 245, 242, and now I'm back up to 250, 252, around there. And so it's slowly going up.
What do you want to be when football starts in August?
I would love to play around 270, 265, around there.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to re-ask a question I asked you because I interrupted and you answered the second question I asked. What do you see as kind of your role and how much you play and whatnot with this, and where on the field? Defensive line, but I assume end, right?
Yeah. And so I think a lot of that's up to the coaches and kind of what they see as I get back into workouts and whatnot, because I'll just do whatever they need me for, whether that is to go in and bat down balls on third downs or try and block kicks, whatever they need, I want to fill it.
What advice has Bronson given to you? Because he's played both sports now, what discussions have you had with him?
There's a beehive in the hallway, I think.
No. I think Bronson, he never really talks. He always talks about them separately. It's funny because they're separate experiences to him. And so if we're talking football, he'll talk about his football experience. And then if we're talking basketball, he talks about basketball. But he never talks about doing both. It was almost like there were just two great experiences within that year for him.
Have you ruled out men's volleyball, as a middle blocker? Like Sean Olmstead's going to join us. 6'10", you can jump. Have you ruled that out?
I think I should. I'm terrible at volleyball. Fun fact of the day. So
just get subbed in and jump up in front of the guys that are trying to hit the ball really hard.
As a blocking specialist, yeah. I don't have to set you per se, just block.
True, but
we should just try it. Maybe I'm the one that, hey, let's just
we're
try
throwing
it.
Some more on your plate,
yeah.
Corbin.
Yeah, I'll learn how to play volleyball. What? Tennis, golf.
I think it was Brandon Ogletree that referenced what your brother Bronson did against Kelly Olynyk in the game, where he said, look, people, Bronson's a hammer, and when he sees a nail, he only knows how to do one thing, and that's smash it. Okay? You've had a little bit more finesse because you played long. You started 36 games. So how do you not be a football player with that mentality going back to basketball?
The way I think of it is, I'll get all my fouls out during the football season, be super physical there, and then when I come back to basketball season, it'll be like, all right, I've let that all go, and we can just not foul as much.
That's going to be impossible. You are going to be a rage machine when you come back after football,
man. It's true, but aggression's good.
Bronson was so aggressive. Yeah, it was great.
I want that Shaq moment, man. I want you to just rip the basketball hoop down, pull the whole stanza down.
Those 15 extra pounds will do it.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
Corbin, great to have you in Studio B. Let's go ahead and give you some BYU Sports Nation karma for football and basketball because you're a dual sport athlete. And I can't remember, you've signed our new flag, correct? You signed the new one?
It's a new one. We get lost. We can't remember.
Do not know.
Let's have Corbin Kaufusi, the football player, sign it.
Okay, Corbin Kaufusi.
That is a different person.
The football player to sign our stretch wide flag. Good luck, man.
Thank you.
You're left-handed as a football player, so go ahead and sign that.
This could be the worst-looking signature.
Corbin now signing the flag. Yeah, just make it as big as you want.